Hey, this is Steve Harris at MuseThemes.com. Welcome to the first of many videos in our new customer question series. What we're going to do is we're going to take the most common user-submitted requests and support questions from our support portal and create these screencast training videos explaining how to work with the widgets and templates. So our first one is going to be about the Genius Gallery Widget. This is a really complicated widget and we've received a ton of support requests on how to edit it. And if you're having trouble editing it, no worries. It is really quite complicated. So I'm going to break it down in kind of two different videos here. The first video is going to explain how you can add more boxes to the widget itself so that you can select a different number than we have, which is 12. In the second video, I'll explain how you actually edit the images within each of these boxes. So let's jump into Muse. And the first thing I've done is just created or changed the browser fill here to black because we built this widget on a dark background and it's easier to see this way. Now let's go down to our Muse library file and drag the Genius Box widget out onto the canvas. There you go. Now I'm going to move this up just so it's a little bit easier to see. And what you're going to want to do for this is to make sure that you have your layers panel open. The layers panel will help you select specific items within the composition. So now that we have the widget on the canvas and it's selected, I'll explain to you how this widget breaks down. The first thing is we have a composition widget, and there's a lot of confusion around the composition widget as to what it actually does. It's very different from a slideshow widget, although it looks similar in the sense that you have, a thumbnail and a forward and back button. But a composition widget means that you can combine any sort of content, so text, images, buttons, whatever you want, into this target area. And anything held within the target area is going to be controlled by the trigger. So if the trigger in this case is a forward and back button, and you click forward, well, it's going to scroll to the next target area, which again may be another grouping of text or images. So in this case, we have the whole widget, the whole composition selected right now. And if we click into this next area, we're clicking into the target area. And within this target area is all of this actual content. So if we look in our layers panel and we expand this composition down, you can see that we have a next and a previous button. And then we have a trigger and a target. And so this is the target area. And our trigger is just off to the side because we're not really using it in this case. We're using the forward and X button. So we're going to work within our target area. And I'm going to expand that down. And within the target area, you can see a number of multiple widgets or groupings of elements here. And these are what make up the actual lightbox area. So we have 6 compositions, 6 groups, and 6 rectangles. In order to create another page of galleries here, what we need to do is first let's highlight and copy all the elements within this box. It's really difficult for you to select each of these individual like this. That's almost impossible. So the way to do it is by selecting it within your layers panel. So first, let's just start with the top one, and I'll hold the Shift key, and let's select all of these items. And remember, we're only selecting the items within the target area here. We're not selecting, the forward and next button in the original composition. There. So now that we've got them all selected and you can see they're selected within the widget, let's just right click on them or go up to the edit menu and select copy. There. Now we've got a copy of them made. So what we need to do next is we need to create another composition or a blank area to paste this next series of boxes in. So down here on the bottom where we have our original trigger, there's a little plus symbol, and that means we want to create a new composition. You don't want to hit these pluses because these are the actual galleries within this initial composition. So ignore those for now and let's just select plus. And when we do that, you see that it goes blank, and that's because we haven't pasted or put anything into this next page of composition. So now that we still have all of our other elements copied, let's click into the target area within this composition, go up to edit and click paste in place. There. Now Muse has pasted all those elements directly in the same spot as they were on the previous page. And now in our layers panel, you can see that we have our top level or initial composition. That opens up down to same thing, forward and X buttons. But now we have two target areas. And in both cases, these target areas contain all of those compositions and all of the graphics for each of the galleries. So let's go File and Preview. And once our preview's loaded in Muse, you can see that we have gallery here, and if we push the forward button, it scrolls to the next one. So you can create as many as you want, or you can have only 3 in each of them. You don't have to do the gallery setup up front. You can start doing images right away, but it's easiest to explain this part at the beginning. Okay, so that's it for round 1. Now you've added extra galleries to this widget. In the next video, I'll explain how to change those images within each of the target frames. Thanks for watching.